Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to the beginning of my savings, budgeting, and YouTube journey. I am here today just to do a midweek check-in. I just want to show you really quickly how I keep up on top of my budget. Let's see. So I have added in the exact dollar amounts of the bills that I have paid so far. So some went over... Okay, and grocery I haven't completed yet. There's still some money left in the bank for grocery. What I do is before I do my midweek check-in, I go into my bank account, see what's left, then I calculate what else has to come out. I did go ahead and pay off my credit card, but it hasn't been pulled out of my bank account yet, so I wanted to make sure to put that in there. Amazon hasn't come out yet, and then the buffer. So what's left is $17.83, so that can go to any groceries that we need between now and the next pay period. If it's still there, I'll just go ahead and add that to my buffer. I did have someone say that they had some trouble keeping track of what they're spending. So I want to show you what I do. So on top of, on top of entering what I spent here on the individual envelopes, when I spend out of them, what I started to do is just carry around a little notebook like this so that I can put everything down in here. So if I spend anything from my bill account, if anything comes out of there, I can put that in here. So every night I just go in and I take a look, see what's been spent, and I write it down in here. When I use my cash, as soon as I get into the car, I write down what I spent. So that's how I keep track. Every time I spend any cash, when I get back into the car, I fill this out right then and right there so that I don't forget. And then what I've done here with this one is, like today, for example, you'll see that I spent $9 in cash for some groceries that we needed. I just went to the grocery store before I got home just for a few things. The rest of the groceries was in the bank account. If I would have done this before I went to the grocery store, I would have known to just use my debit card, but I didn't. That's okay. And then I bought a ticket to the clam bake that I'm going to go to, and that's coming from the sinking fund. So what I have done the past few weeks is if I have to use my debit card for anything and I don't have enough in there, I just use the buffer and then I replace it. So I go back to the bank and I put it back in there. So right now, what's left besides the buffer in the bank account is $17.83. Like I said, that'll go to any groceries. So this is a good way to just keep track. Just write it down. You write down the date, you write down what you spent, and just keep track of what you're subtracting every time that you spend the money. So, and then you can write also, I write down like it was cash that I used. Here, I didn't write that down, but I used the bill account to pay that, and I did already put the money into the bank this weekend. I put money into the bank to cover that, and that came from the sinking fund. So I took it out of the envelope and I took it to the bank so that I could use my debit card to pay that. What I think I'm going to do next pay period is to try cashless. So I'm not going to stuff any envelopes. What I'm going to do is just track individually. I will probably use these trackers just to track what I'm spending. So I'll get a clean, fresh one. I'll put how much I want to allocate to, entertainment, and then every time we spend on the debit card, I'll subtract that amount so that I know how much is in the bank account for each of these categories. So I'm going to try that to see if that helps out at all. It makes it a little easier. Right now I'm doing a combination, and that's not the best for me right now. It's not working out the best, but we will try cashless and see how that works out. But as you do know, this channel is me just experimenting with different budgeting styles to find out what works for me, what works best. I do like using cash, but my problem is when I am doing like grocery pickup, that has to be done on the card. So I just have to figure out a way to keep track of what I'm spending. So this so far has worked out really good. And I am at the end of the month going to fill out, I'll just show you like a blank one, these trackers. So this is from the Budget Mom. What you do is just fill out the date, which account you use, like cash, your bill account, my main account, what you purchased, what category, what budget category that's coming from, like grocery, and how much you spent or how much you put in the bank, and then the balance right there. So by me using cash and the card, that makes this a little bit more difficult. So that's why I'm glad that I got the small notebook to just keep track of everything, and then I can sort it out at the end of the pay period. So let me show you what's left in my cash envelopes for the next week or so. Next week, exactly. There's $5 left in dining out. Gas has $20. I know there's no more than that. Let's see. This is what goes back to the bank. There's nothing in there. Entertainment still has 31. We haven't, let me just make sure. No, we haven't spent anything out of entertainment. 31. Because we use the fun envelope. So if I don't spend anything out of the entertainment, I will just put that back in the fun envelope probably, instead of rolling it into something else. And let's see, $4 left in home. I did use this today, which is bad. I used it for the vending machine. And this is not home. This is, oh, it is home. I used $2 from that. Wrong category to use it from, but that's what I did. So there's $4 left in home. My nails are splitting. And what's left? What's left is miscellaneous. We have $11 left in miscellaneous. So that might be the first time where I have something in all of the envelopes. Oh, except for personal. Personal's not in here. I just took it all the way out. There's no point in carrying it around in my wallet if there's nothing in it. So personal, I took out all the way. And I really do think changing personal to 50 instead of 25 is going to help out a lot. I think that's just going to relieve a lot of stress. I am, if you have seen my community post, I am reading the Budget Moms book. It's called My Money, My Way. And so far what I've learned is, I'll give you guys a video on that if you want it, if you're interested. But what I have learned so far is that I'm on the right track. I just have to fine tune some things. So that is it for my midweek check-in. So we're on the right path. We're on the right track. Hopefully we'll have some money left over, and we can either send that to some categories or to some sinking funds. I won't count it for now. Once I figure out how much I have left, if any, then I'll figure out what categories I want to put it towards, what sinking funds, if I want to save it, if I want to put it towards a bill. So we'll see. But that is it for my midweek check-in. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please go ahead. Don't forget to like and subscribe to continue following my journey. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section. That's it for me. Thanks so much. Happy saving, everybody. Bye.